excited to tell you a story tonight. I'm going to share one from 2009 when I was brand new in New York City. I remember being so excited to finally live someplace real. I thought, finally, I was going to find my people. In New York, I was going to find this little block, right, that would be full of people just like me. People who shared my appreciation of neckties, that would watch hours of cartoons with me. We would climb trees together and then play Sonic. It was going to be wonderful. I would be with people that I could feel truly comfortable around. I took a map out to find them. Naturally, my people are going to be someplace I want to live, right? I began clearing my brain as to not disrupt my brain waves. I tried to imagine where I would want to live if I were me. This was hard. It's kind of like trying to relax your entire body completely for real. You can lay in bed at night and let your toes go, your knees, your waist, all the way up to the top. But you always have a little bit of tension inside, a bit of you that isn't letting you truly be yourself. Well, I thought as I stared down at Paper Manhattan, this area is clearly too perpendicular. This too far from the ocean. This too close to Central Park. Tracing my finger down and around, I found this tangly area, right? At the bottom of the right, just out of the way, the bottom right of Manhattan. Yes, my very own spot with my very own people. Slightly entwined, cleverly situated, ideal. So I'm in the big city. I don't get a job on my 5th try, 39th try, or 256th try. So I sign up with 4 temping agencies, and after taking a multitude of practice typing and reading exams and mental math word problems, I get a call. I'm looking for Jamie Olsen. Yes, hi, that's me. I'm Jamie Olsen. Do you have a pen and paper ready, ma'am? We have a job for you tomorrow. Oh, great. I get an address and a time. What will I be doing, though? Doesn't say here, ma'am. Well, I can't wait. I make a map, writing down F trains and A trains, transfers and backup transfers, platform diagrams. I find my one girly shirt, rip out my nose ring with the pliers, ran to the nearest secondhand shop, and I buy my very first blazer. The arms, they were a little short, but all I had to do was rip out those shoulder pads and it was perfect. I head out to my job overly early, get off the train, emerge in the concrete jungle, right? And I march on. 4 blocks east. 4 blocks east. Which way is east? I'm like, oh, I can use the sun, right? I can use the sun. And I look up, and I can't see the sun because of the tall buildings. All right, I know. I'll buy a cup of coffee, right? And, ask the guy at the coffee stand. My coffee comes light and sweet because the teller says that's what I am. So I ask, which way is east? Where are you trying to go? East. I'm going east. Oh, okay, that way. So I move on, and my paper map is getting sweaty and overly folded, and then I make it to where the blue ink says I should be. And then I look up, and I'm surrounded by tourists, and I get completely, just pressurized because I'm clearly in the wrong spot. This is the wrong way. He told me west, not east. People in backpacks are taking pictures with George Washington. This is all wrong. There are these overly large stone stairs and pillars and old buildings. And I look at my map and it says 11 Wall Street, 11 Wall Street. But which of these coliseums is 11 Wall Street, right? The streets are spanning out like awkward spider webs, and there's square stones jutting out on the ground like pavement. I ask an official, suit type person, hey, can you tell me where 11 Wall Street is? I get this, are you kidding me look. You mean the New York Stock Exchange right behind you? Oh, right. The New York Stock Exchange right behind me, 11 Wall Street. Okay, I have no idea that Wall Street would actually be on Wall Street. Seemed a little too obvious at the time. I approach it anyway, through this myriad of cops, dogs, and cop motorcycles, and cop cars, like all kinds of cops, right? And I find a security guard, right? And I say, "Hi, I'm working here today." He goes, "Oh, okay, well, come with me." I get passed around by like 5 security guards. "Over here, miss." "All right, I guess I'll figure this out. Let's go ask Rodriguez." So eventually I give my Minnesota ID to Rodriguez, and then he puts me in this clear plastic tent. It was maybe 4 feet by 6 feet, and it zipped all the way from the ground to maybe 10 feet high. I don't know. It smelled like microwaved plastic bowl. And this tent is outside next to some security, but being outside I can see the tourist traffic going past me. All these crazy things. I start watching tourists take pictures with George Washington. I imagine I made it in a few of their pictures. Behind me, New York Stock Exchange, pillars, a mammoth American flag. And down there on the bottom right-hand corner is Jamie, in a blazer without shoulder pads, in a clear plastic tent, sweating. Oh man. Finally, somebody comes, unzips the tent thing all the way up to the top, pulls open the flap, but then deposits a complete stranger inside there with me, zips it back down, and runs away. Over the next 45 minutes, 4 more complete strangers joined the clear plastic tent gang. It was getting increasingly hot and awkward. I felt like a puppy waiting to be adopted. A security guard would come, we'd huddle towards that plastic zip door. He'd slowly unzip it, lest any of us escape, right? And then he'd add another one, leaving without even a pat on the head or a chew toy. Finally, the 3 temps, including me, get picked up. We make it 2 feet inside the actual Coliseum building thing, and they get put into another holding cell, but no worries, this one had real walls. And then pictures taken, badges, and officials, and lots of really intense questions. And then through metal detectors and other wand detectors, and I'm very detected, and then we're passed through. And we get picked up by this businesswoman who doesn't look at us, and she's got like 4-inch heels, and she's that woman, right? And she picks us up, and she simply says, "Come with me." So we follow her through this underground tunnel system, up 3 stairs, down 17 stairs, twists and bends, and oh my goodness, until finally, we end up in this square, dank room with 3 computers. Over in the corner are 3 very fashionable ladies sipping Starbucks and, chatting. The mean girl who picked us up gives us pieces of paper, and we start typing. The mean girl is playing on her phone and starts asking those fashion girls loaded questions about scarf usage. Every 10 minutes, me and my other 2 temp companions conjure up a question. Excuse me? Are you with the temp agency? No, I'm with Gap. Oh, okay. It's kind of surreal watching her complain about the AC and verbally count calories as she added them to her iPhone 3GS, which was a really big deal in 2009 summer. A guy named Mark gave it to her. She ate a turkey sandwich yesterday with some vinaigrette from Subway, but didn't eat the whole 6 inches, so she kind of didn't know what to do with that. Anyways, excuse me, what exactly are these numbers for that we're typing in here? Oh gosh, they're the brokers. It's their pant sizes. What? So apparently they aren't pant sizes because Gap, which is this really big deal, was celebrating its 30th year anniversary on the stock exchange floor, which is a really big deal. And they're celebrating by giving every stockbroker a brand new pair of jeans, which is a really big deal. One giant list of waist inseam. So, the women in fashion clothes, they start complaining about how they're never going to get everyone's pant sizes in time, and the world will end if we don't figure this out. And as a nice human being, you know, I offer to help. I get this snap, and the mean girl looks at me and she goes, well, I don't see why not. So, zap, I've got a clipboard, and I've got a copyrighted Gap pen, and I am on the New York Stock Exchange floor, right? I made it, guys. And you know, this place, it's buzzing, and it's so much brighter than I thought it was going to be. Like, no shadows, not at all. Anyways, I think to myself, I just have to ask every broker I meet their pant sizes. I can do this. You see, they're set up in these pods or whatever by major bank and such, and they're like spaceships or something with computers pumping out streams of colors and rainbow shooting stars and lasers. I even saw that green number scrolly thing from the Matrix. What's happening? Whoa! Anyway, so I pick a pod, right? And I just go for it, right? Why not? And I walk up there and I say, can I have your pant size? Instantly, a group of 9 stockbrokers erupt in laughter, and I get systematically berated by competing one-liners. Lady, he's off the charts. He doesn't even get a pant size. Okay? I'll give you my pant size if you give me yours first. Ooh, okay. I remember. Could you come over here and check? Holy fucking shit! Oh, you guys. Oh, did I mention that there were peanut shells on the floor everywhere? Like, enough where it was some intern's job to come around with a 6-foot broom and gather them. Yeah, there are these men in like nice suits and like suspenders with like the 2-button thing, the real ones, shoving peanuts in their mouths and tossing shells all over the place. It was like big belly laughs and lots of yelling, and for some reason there was always paper floating in the air. After gathering enough pant sizes to meet my quota, and after getting harassed more than my entire life combined, I make friends with Eric from JP Morgan. Now, Eric from JP Morgan offered me a tour. We see everything. We see where there was a line that could not be crossed, the news stations. I saw like 3 women total. They're pretty badass. Twisting. There's these like fact tickers everywhere, and they're just twisting and spitting out facts, and there's like really extreme emotions of super happy and super angry. And I was in one of the most powerful boys clubs ever. Later, I would think how crazy it was to not have a job, not have a place to live or a bank account, and be on the stock exchange floor. Our economy is so affected by this place. This place not that much bigger than a high school auditorium or high school gym. And the guys there are idiots in lots of ways, and the computers did a lot of thinking for us. And yeah, it's a little overwhelming. I get out of Wall Street and try to figure out which way is Brooklyn home. I come across one of those tourist maps with the little pictures of the Statue of Liberty, and I had this smack of realization. I was able to match that map with the one I looked at back home in the Midwest, the one where my people lived. I laughed because right there, right where that little picture of the gray building and the pillars and the flag was the epicenter. The New York Stock Exchange was in the center of where my people were supposed to be. I imagined rainbow buildings and Taco Tuesdays, but I couldn't have felt more different, more on the other side of the planet than the New York Stock Exchange. Thank you for listening.